Hi guys, how you doing today? Beautiful day here. Supposed to get up close to 40 degrees. We have about 3 inches of snow on the ground today. But we're up above freezing, so we're going to do a little welding today. We're going to build a few step-in fence posts. My goal is to make 84. I have 84 because that's how it worked out on the metal that we have. So what I'm doing is making stainless steel step-in posts. This here is a working prototype. This here is actually steel welded to stainless steel 1/4 inch round bar, and then this here is actually mild steel welded to the stainless steel also. I just wanted to try it and make sure it was going to work before I went ahead and did it. And then I have a hook that's just zip tied to the top of the post. I literally have probably 150 of these posts laying around it. These here are O'Brien step-in posts that have broke off. They just don't do the sunlight very well. See there, they just blow apart if a cow or something gets up against them. But what I've done, or what I'm doing, is I'm cutting these hooks off, and then we're going to mount them onto this stainless steel rod. And this here's kind of what it looks like. This here's a completely stainless steel post. You can see this here's my second attempt welding stainless steel, and boy, I'll tell you what, stainless steel is extremely easy to weld compared to mild steel. I never thought that I could arc weld it because stainless steel just seems to be so hard to work with. But you can see that weld is absolutely gorgeous. But there's 4 parts to this. We have the step, and that's 3/8 inch steel, and I'm going to show you how we bent that. And then we have our 3-foot piece of round bar, stainless steel, and then I have a little tip welded on there, and then I have a ring. The ring is going to be, at some point I'm going to have some sort of a mounting bracket on the buggy where I can just slide these into whenever I'm setting the fence posts. But I'm taking these broken posts, and I'm taking the broken posts and cutting the hooks off of them. And then this little tip here, you can see there's a little hole in here. I don't want those hooks to spin around the post or slide up and down, so that just slips right onto there here, and then we just slide that on, and then I'll zip tie it into place. I don't know of any better way of mounting it. If you guys have any great ideas, please leave some comments below, because I'm kind of at a loss on how to a better way of mounting them, or maybe if somebody that's in the plastic molding industry, maybe they could show me how to mold a plastic hook on there, or maybe I could get together with you and maybe we could come up with something and have a hook that's molded right onto this. But we'll zip tie that on there, and that keeps that from twisting or sliding up and down the post. So far it seems to be working extremely well, and we're going to weld a few up, but I'm going to show you the process making mass production, I guess you could call it. It's not really mass production. I'm only doing 84 posts this year, and next year I hope to do the same, and over the next 4 years I hope to, because I need about 400 step-in posts, because oftentimes if it gets wet or whatnot, I don't go through and tear my fence out right away. So I may have 15-20 runs set at any one given time, and I'll wait to pull them out when the soils dry up and I don't do anything. Hey Toad, my buddy. Let's have him say hello. Yes. Okay. Now you're going to say, well, why don't you just use regular pigtail posts? We've used these, and I know Gallagher makes one that doesn't tangle, but these guys here tangle so bad. And I have a 36-inch piece of round bar, and the reason it's 36 inches, I'd rather have it 38 inches, but these came in 12-foot lengths, and they cost $6 a piece, and I can get 4 posts per 12-foot section if I cut them 3 feet. And then we have the little tip, the step, and the round ring. And I'm going to show you, we build a lot of tools for this, but I have plans on building at least 400 of these over the next couple years. So a lot of times when you're mass producing things, it's good to have jigs and tooling, specialized tooling to make the process go faster. And it will save you in the long run. It takes a little bit of time to make the tooling, but in the long run it's going to save you. I guess I'll show the bender first. This here's a bender that I built. I'm not sure you need this bearing on there. I thought it would make things better, but I can't really see where there's any advantage to it. You can just put your round bar in there. Just put your round bar in there and pull the handle. Pull the handle and it pretty much effortlessly bends it. You can see, I had another one that you couldn't see. You can build make a pretty nice 90-degree angle with it. See, it bends pretty easily. If you're doing any bending with round bar, I would suggest one of these. I've done a lot of bending over the years, and I try to put it in a vise and hammer it. I put it on my anvil and hammer it around, but this here's the way to go. That there, probably an hour. Took me about an hour to build that. The next process is to make all these little rings. This here's pretty simple, cut and dry. Have a hole in there. I'm not going to bend one, but I'm going to show you how it works. I just drilled a 1/4-inch hole in this round bar. Stick your 1/4-inch round in there. Just wrap it around and make a big coil coming down. And one of the things that I did do with this is I put a little 1/4-inch plate on there so it keeps this here level as it's going down. So it makes for a tighter wrap. Whenever you get that coil down across here, then I just take the right angle grinder and I cut them off, and then you end up with little rings. Here's one of the problems. This is kind of what they look like. They're too close. They won't slip on the end of they won't slip onto the end of the 1/4-inch round. So I built another tool. Okay, we end up with rings. After we cut them off there, we end up with rings that look similar to this. Then I built this tool here. Just put that in there, squeeze her down, and that opens that up. But we're still off to the side, so we need to put it in our vise, straighten it up. Straighten it up, and we got a little gap. Slides on the end of our post that we can weld onto. Did take, like I said, it did take a little bit of time, but whenever you're mass producing stuff, sometimes if you take the extra time to do something like that, it will save you in the long run. Especially for me, I'm building 400 fence posts, so I have all my steps. I have my tips, and I have my rings. I'm making 84 because that's just what worked out with the materials that I ended up with, that I bought. I made these jigs here to put the posts into to hold them while I weld them. So we need 7 rings. The same idea came whenever I was cutting these posts. You can't really cut them well with a saw, so you almost have to cut them with a grinder. So what I did is I just taped 10 of them together, marked them off, and then cut 10 at a time with the right angle grinder. Anytime you're using the right angle grinder, you got to be careful. Hold them into place with that. I need 7 of these. 7 of them, so there's 7 fence posts laying there. We just gotta attach them all together. Takes a special welding rod to build these. Stainless steel welding rod. It's an E308L-16. I bought them as E308L-16 stainless steel 12-inch 3/32 rod. But looking on the box, they're actually metric rods. They're 2.5 millimeters by 300 millimeters long. I was pleasantly surprised on how easily these rods actually ran. I kind of suspected that they would be very difficult to weld, so I was kind of hesitant on doing stainless steel. It really isn't that difficult, really, folks. As time goes, I'm going to make some videos for you guys on welding, teach you how to weld. It's pretty easy to weld. You just need to know some basic principles. The big thing with welding, a lot of folks try to hurry it up, and you gotta take your time. You can see I'm setting everything in a jig here. I have it set up to where everything can be just thrown in place, and I don't have to use any clamps or anything like that to hold anything. And who knows, maybe you guys will need some fence posts and I can build some for you too. Tubby! I'm gonna have to put him in the house because he's gonna bark the whole time. He hates the welder. Here, I need these 1.25 inches down, and I just made it to where you put your post along the edge, and then I'm using a Lincoln welder. Being that we're using 3/32 rod, we'll set our setting on 3/32. I'm welding DC positive. You don't seem to get as much spatter with DC positive. And then the stainless steel rod, you need to have the setting down a little bit lower than what you would with mild steel. Burn really easy. nose. Chip this off. It's pretty good. And I'll take that and I'll wire brush it. It'll polish right up and be beautiful. Slag comes off pretty good. It's a little orange, but as soon as we hit that with wire brush, that will come right off. Okay friends, that's part of the process, so the welding process of welding the stainless steel up. We're going to go more into depth whenever we do our series videos on the welding. You can see those, it cleans up pretty easily. Well friends, that's welding stainless steel. Whenever we get into our welding series videos, we're going to go more in depth and angles and how to make a nice, beautiful, strong weld. This here's a weld, or one that we did before whenever I was experimenting with the GoPro, trying to get it. I was hoping to get those welds on camera to start off with, but there's a stainless steel step-in post. Should never have to replace them again in my life. Well friends, hopefully you had a good week, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget to subscribe, comment to the video. We'll talk to you later. So long.